back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be trying out the new Daisy Marquez in collaboration with BH Cosmetics palette. And let me just say right off the bat, this palette is 100% absolutely adorable. It is so cute. It is so nice. The whole concept, the whole concept of this palette, the shades, everything about it, the color, it is so cute. And I cannot wait to dip right into it. Well, technically I already dipped into it. I'm also going to be reviewing these BH Cosmetic brushes right here. These are the Marble Luxe brushes. These normally go for $42 but are currently 20% off. So they are right now $33.60. So they're super affordable, and I'm going to be testing them out today, letting you guys know what I think about the brushes. Are they worth the price? And just if they're good in general. These are the brushes right here. So yeah, if you guys want to see my thoughts on these brushes, and if you want to see how this palette works, then just keep on watching. Right off the bat, I can say that these brushes are absolutely beautiful. Not only that, but they're super soft. All of them are super soft. And then for this, I did just use my regular brushes, the ones I always use. But for this, I am only going to be using the few eye brushes that do come in the set, just to kind of compare how you know, they pick up eyeshadow and how they kind of blend everything out. And first, I'm just going to be going in with my Tarte concealer, and this is in the shade Light Medium Sand. Just gonna... Okay, so now that the lid is fully primed, now taking the palette, I'm gonna be dipping into the shade Bittersweet, which is this burgundy shade right here, and I'm going to be taking the number 7 brush. I'm just picking up the eyeshadow. I'm just going to be packing that all in my crease. Okay, so right off the bat, these colors are pretty pigmented. They do have a bit of kickback. What I mean by kickback is that some powder does fall off, but I mean, I don't really care. The pigmentation is beautiful. And these brushes do pick it up really nicely. Wow, I'm impressed. And now I'm just going to be going into the shade Vintage, which is this kind of, not like a bright orange, it's kind of more like a dull down orangey shade. And I'm just going to be taking the number 8 brush, just picking some up. Just gonna apply it to the edges of the other shade, and just going back into that Bittersweet shade in the palette using the same number 7 brush I used earlier. I'm just gonna apply a little more just to better blend out those colors together. Okay, and once that's done, going back in with my Tarte concealer, I'm just going to be cutting the crease. And to cut the crease, I'm just going to use my regular brush, just because there's only one kind of like a flat shader brush, and I am going to be using that to pack on the lid color. So I'm just going to take my regular brush and just cut the crease. Now I'm going to be going into the shade Daisy from the palette, and I'm just going to be packing that all over the lid. Okay, so I'm just going to take my finger with that shade and just, ooh, wow, yeah. Okay, so something I did notice with the shade Daisy was that for some reason the brush was not doing the shade justice. Like when I would pack it on, it was just not applying the way I wanted to. So I did just take my finger and it did apply it on like 1,000 times better. Like you can actually see the color now. So I do recommend when going in with that color using your finger. I'm just gonna be going back in with the same bittersweet shade and that same number 7 brush and just blend in the outer edge. And I'm just gonna be blending in the outer edge. And then going in with the number 8 brush and the shade Vintage, I'm just gonna blend Bittersweet and the shade Daisy together. Okay, and now I'm going to be taking the number 9 brush and I'm going to be taking just a tiny bit of this black shade. It's called Matter. I don't want to darken it up too much, but just adding the slightest amount. Then going in with the same brush we used earlier for the burgundy shade without picking up any more. Just buffing out that black. So I'm just going to line the top of my eye and then I'm just going to wing it out. Okay, and then taking some concealer, I'm just going to be cleaning up the wing. If you guys struggle to do a wing, concealer is your best friend. Okay, so to finish off the look, I am just going to be applying these Lily lashes in the style Miami. I'm just going to be setting it first in the middle and then I'm going to glue down the outer edge and then the inner corner. And once that's done, I'm just going to be taking my Urban Decay 24/7 eye pencil and lining my lash line. And once that's done, we are ready to move on to the face. So first, I'm just going to be taking my Farsali drops. These are the Rose Gold Elixir drops. And I'm just going to apply a little bit. Oh no. Then I'm just going to take my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and I am in the shade Fawn. Just going to apply some to the back of my hand. And then I normally would use a damp beauty sponge, but I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics brush. This is number 3. And then I forgot primer. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly buff it in. So now going back in with the foundation. Okay, so my thoughts so far, I mean, it's definitely applying it on there, but I don't know if it's just because I'm so used to using a beauty blender or a beauty sponge that I'm not really liking how it's looking. I don't know, what do you think? Okay, so I don't hate the application with the brush, but I really badly want to go in with my beauty sponge. So Okay, so that does feel a lot better. Now I'm just going to be taking my Tarte concealer once again. Applying some under my eyes, on my nose, cupid's bow, forehead, also my chin. I'm just going to buff it out. Okay, now I'm just going to be baking my under eyes with my Kat Von D powder. Just going to be picking some up, applying that under my eyes. I haven't used this powder in a while because I've been so stuck on the Maybelline Fit Me one that I just kind of forgot about this one. Don't get me wrong, I do love this powder though. Okay, and then taking this fluffy brush, this is the number 2 brush, picking up some of the powder and just dusting it on the rest of my face. And then going back in with this number 8 brush in the shade Vintage. I'm just gonna apply it under my eye. Same to the other side. And then since none of the BH Cosmetic brushes are really small, I'm just going to be taking one of my regular small brushes and taking that same Bittersweet shade and just applying that on my lower lash line as well. And now I'm going to be dusting off all the powder. Okay, and then going in with just like a small little flat concealer brush, I'm gonna be taking the shade Dream, which is this like very shimmery Tiffany green shade, and applying that to my inner corners. Wow. Now I kind of want to smear it all over my lid. And then on another small concealer brush, I'm also going to be taking the shade Icy, which is this shimmery white shade. And just applying that on my brow bone. And now for bronzer, I'm just going to be taking my Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil bronzer. And then I'm going to be going in with the number 1 brush, which is this gigantic fluffy brush. And I'm just going to be taking some, a little bit, because I'm kind of scared. Oh, wow. That was so effortless. Same to the other side. And for blush, I'm going to be using my Milani blush in the shade Luminoso. And I'm going to be using the number 4 brush. Just taking some. And then for highlight, I'm going to be taking my Makeup Forever highlight, and this is in the shade Fusion. Just going to be taking some of my Tarte Ready Set Radiant Spray. And I'm going to be spraying the number 6 brush. And then swirling it around. And just applying that to my cheekbones. Just a subtle glow. Applying some to the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, some on my temples, just a little bit, and the bridge of my nose. I'm going to be taking some brow mascara. This is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. And just combing through my eyebrows, making sure they stay in place. Especially this eyebrow. Do you see these hairs? What do you think? Should I just do both? Do like my upper lip this color and then my bottom lip this one? So it turns out both lipstick shades were a terrible choice, so I just ended up blending them together. I first went in with this one and then I just topped it off with some of this one just to blend in both shades together. One of them was just way too pink and the other one was just way too light and brown. So I just blended both of them together. Okay, so finally I'm going to be going in with the Tarte Ready Set Radiant Spray. Okay, so my final thoughts on these brushes right here is that they are absolutely magnificent. But seriously, these brushes are so soft. And I honestly, for the price, I think they're so worth it. If you guys want like really good quality brushes but don't want to spend like hundreds, well not hundreds, but if you don't want to spend a lot of money, I would definitely recommend these brushes, or honestly any BH Cosmetic brushes. These aren't the first set of brushes I get from the website. I do have another set, I believe, from them, and honestly their brushes are super good. And for their prices, not to mention BH Cosmetics is literally always having some sort of sale or discount or whatever the case is, but they always have really good prices, so I would definitely recommend checking them out. As for this palette right here, definitely love the palette, love the color, love the concept. I just absolutely love this palette, like the shades and everything. Like, look at this. So yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely love how this came out. Was not expecting it to come out this way at all, but I definitely do like how it turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos.